What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com. Back here doing some more movie reviews. I've been watching a lot of films and TV shows lately, being locked down in the house, not able to go outside too often, so I've been really trying to catch up on a lot of TV shows, movies I've missed, over the past year. And recently I came across the film Villains, directed by Dan Burke and Robert Olson, and it stars Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise himself, from It Chapter 1 and 2. And we also have Maika, Monroe, one of my favorite actresses, young actresses. She was in one of my favorite movies of 2014, It Follows, which has a phenomenal soundtrack. Just all around, just a really well done film, very surprising film of 2014, and remains one of my favorite, horror flicks of the past 10 years. The setup of the film, we have Bill Skarsgård playing Mickey, and then Maika Monroe playing his girlfriend, Jules. They're amateur criminals. Car breaks down, runs out of gas, so they're looking nearby and come across this house, so they basically break in, and everything appears pretty normal in the house. It's super quiet, nobody's there until they find out what's hiding in the basement. So the setup of the film, everything visually looks pretty creepy. A lot of this film reminded me much of Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs. And what reminds me of that film is the elderly couple in the house, and People Under the Stairs reminds me of the characters they introduce in this film that live in the suburban house. And they're very creepy and unsettling. And I'm talking about Jeffrey Donovan and his wife in the movie, played by Kara Sedgwick. Mrs. Kevin Bacon is in this film in a role that we have not seen before. Jeffrey Donovan plays George, and his wife Kara Sedgwick plays Gloria. It seemed normal for the most part in the film when they're introduced to the criminals breaking into their home, and they're really questioning what they're doing there, and it really sets up the rest of the film. It sets up some really great dialogue, some very dark comedy in this film. Jeffrey Donovan is always kind of like a really good bad guy. Really loved him in Fargo Season 2, but he was also in that very popular show, Burn Notice, that was on USA Network. It was very popular with Bruce Campbell that was in that as well. It was a good show. But he's really good at playing a villain, and this character, George, he really brings something dark and sinister to his portrayal of this character. With Kara Sedgwick playing Gloria, this is a character we've not seen this actress play before. She's always, more the down-to-earth, very likable character in most of her movies in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. But this character is very dark as well, with her being married to George, and these people are sadistic and up to no good and doing some very evil shit. So with George and Gloria coming across these burglars that are breaking in their house and really causing a ruckus, it really sets up a great aspect of the movie of what George and Gloria are kind of hiding down in the basement, that being a young girl. This is like a home invasion movie that we've seen before, but with something that the burglars didn't really expect what they came across. They broke into the wrong house, and it's much like a lot of films. But I thought the aspect of Mickey and Jules going down in the basement to search around more and finding this person that's basically a prisoner in the basement. And these suburban folks, George and Gloria are not as good as they seem. Mickey and Jules coming across the situation, their car running out of gas. They're heading to Florida, but they really need to get out of this place. It really puts these characters in a really bad situation, puts them in a bind, and them trying to survive and get out of this place. It really sets up a lot of great shots in the film as well, with Jules and Mickey being Bill Skarsgård and Maika Monroe. Really great chemistry in this movie. I love their relationship and really what they're coming across and how they're going to survive. It really sets up one of my favorite shots in the movie is in the basement where they're kind of locked up. And Mickey and Jules are trying to put their heads together, how they're going to get out of there, how they're going to survive. And it sets up a really grueling scene with this tongue piercing. And I don't really want to say too much about that, but if you guys have a weak stomach, you may not like that part. The younger couple being Mickey and Jules, they're really trying to find their calling in life and make a better life for themselves, where it's kind of completely different with George and Gloria. They are really messed up in the head. You don't really have any kids. You're not really sure what the story is with the girl. But they have everything they could really imagine and hope for. They have money and they have a house, but they're definitely deranged. But overall, I thought Villains is actually a pretty solid independent film. I've been hearing about the buzz online through like different horror movie groups and movie groups on Facebook and all social media talking about this movie. They finally released it on Hulu, so I had the chance of watching it over the weekend. I had a really good time with this. It's a short indie film. There's a lot of great suspense in this film, a lot of obstacles that Mickey and Jules come across trying to survive and get out of this place. And them trying to hightail it out of there and get to Florida, and then also coming across this young girl that's kind of chained up in the basement, and the sadistic couple of George and Gloria, played by Jeffrey Donovan and Kara Sedgwick. This character of Gloria is a character I've never seen before, and I thought she was the better of the two between her and Jeffrey Donovan. she definitely brought something completely different to this character. It's something super dark. It's something menacing about her. And then I thought Bill Skarsgård and Maika Monroe really did an excellent job. They have really great chemistry on camera together, and I'm really hoping they do more films in the future together, because I really thought they sold these characters, everything these kids are coming across of breaking into this house and then trying to get out of there because they come across these psychopaths and them trying to make it to Florida. Everything they come across, and I thought they pulled out some really great performances by these two actors. And I'm hoping they do another project in the future. I was thinking like Universal redoing all these monster movies, rebuilding the Universal Monster franchise and the universe. I would love to see Bill Skarsgård and Maika Monroe really working together in that universe. I was thinking maybe Creature from the Black Lagoon or even Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. I think they would be good fits for that. If Hollywood, you're listening, definitely cast them. I think they would be a good fit for those characters. I really thought Dan Burke and Robert Olson did a great job writing and directing this film for a lower budget, suspenseful, dark comedy that had some horror aspects and elements to it. I thought they did a really great job, really great ensemble. There's pretty much 4 or 5 main characters in this movie, and that's pretty much it. It's not a very intricate premise or something that's really hard to comprehend. It's pretty much straight to the point, and you get what they're doing with this film, and really hoping for the best for these criminals. Even though they're doing bad things, you really hope the best for them and wish they get out of this situation. So overall, I'm going to give Villains a 4 out of 5 Bill Skarsgård hair pieces. So if you guys did check out Villains, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What did you guys think of that ending? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out. My mates up here, Maika Monroe and Bill Skarsgård. Until the next video review in the quarantine series. Cheers!